through the installation of a disc brake kit. It's a bolt-on kit for your Volkswagen Beetle. Again, this is a 1968 convertible that we've put this kit on. We purchased it from California Imports. It was about 350 bucks Canadian. We had an issue shortly after we installed the kit. There was a clearance issue and the rotor was actually rubbing on the caliper. So today we're going to go through, look at it, show you what the problem was and how we're going to go about and fix it with some spacers. Okay, so here's a table of what we're going to need for this simple fix, but we have our 4 spacers, which are simply washers. Obviously, it's a 17 mil wrench, so we have our socket and hand wrench just in case. And the torque spec for the caliper is 29 foot-pounds, and that's obviously, this is a typical caliper that was used on the Gia. Okay, so from this angle you can actually see here on the caliper on this side we have a decent amount of clearance. Here on the other side the caliper is rubbing, and this happened on both sides, inside rubbing. So our quick thought or quick fix was going to be to add a spacer in the back, and we bought a few washers, and by sliding this in we still have a decent amount of clearance on this side, so we are going to start and use this washer as a spacer to offset it and give us proper gap on both sides. Okay, so from this angle, we didn't get into it much before, and we actually didn't post a video of the original install, but you can see this is the adapter plate that bolts onto the original spindle, so it is supposed to be quite an easy bolt-on kit. It shouldn't have had these complications. Obviously, this pad should have been made slightly thicker, and this problem could have been avoided, but anyhow. Backer plate bolts on to your original spindle, you bolt the caliper on, and you put on the new disc. So I'm going to start by loosening these and putting in our washer. So I'm going to loosen one completely and leave the other one just loose to give me the movement, but my caliper won't fall on the floor and damage my new rubber line. Okay, so I'll leave that one loose. Take this one out. Now obviously the shoes are tight on the other side, but they will adjust as we fix this. Okay. And the top one. Okay, so both those are in. I'll get my torque wrench now. And as I mentioned, this caliper, based on the Bentley manual, is saying 29 foot-pounds. Okay, and looking underneath, our gap is pretty similar on both sides. Now it will still be a little tight because I mentioned the shoes, but we don't have grinding metal sound anymore, which is positive. And now we'll repeat and do the same thing on the second side. So that's how we fixed our clearance issue on our 1968 Beetle front disc brake conversion kit from MP. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.